Welcome to another explainer. Today we're unpacking a truly fascinating framework called the architecture of joy and the habit of faith. You know, what makes this source material so incredibly compelling is that it completely flips the script. It doesn't treat joy as some happy accident or a fleeting emotion that just happens to you. No, it treats it as an architecture, something you actually design, something you proactively build from the ground up. And it treats faith not just as this abstract, floaty feeling, but as a deeply ingrained daily habit. So we're going to walk through the exact journey participants take in this curriculum, step by step, to see exactly how these structures are constructed.
To hook our attention right out of the gate, the material introduces this massive, counterintuitive roadblock that we have to overcome first. It kind of makes you wonder, wait, what am I doing wrong here? And the text uses a really strong word for it, sin. Now, participants don't actually start by learning how to be happy. Instead, they start by learning how we constantly sabotage our own pursuit of joy by tying it entirely to our fluctuating, uncontrollable circumstances. This instantly reframes the whole conversation and suggests, hey, there's a fundamental flaw in our baseline pursuit of joy.
So here's the exact step-by-step journey we're going to take together today. First, the sin of happiness. Second, cultivating happy habits. Third, the happy mindset strategy. Fourth, applying faith to life. Fifth, from fear to faith. And finally, acceptance with joy.
Let's jump right into step 1, the sin of happiness.
The curriculum identifies this sin of happiness super precisely. Basically, it's the error of treating joy as conditional. We've all been there, right? It's that pervasive belief that, oh, I'll finally be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll be joyful as soon as the weekend gets here. But here's the reality. You cannot build a solid new architecture on a conditional external foundation. It's literally like building a house on sand. Participants have to first completely unlearn this dependency on outside validation and future milestones before they can even start pouring the new concrete of genuine, self-sustained joy.
Moving right along to step 2, cultivating happy habits.
Now, the text actually reveals a specific secret to cultivating these habits. It's all about shifting from passive wishing to the active daily practice of micro-gratitude. In this framework, happiness isn't a lottery ticket you just hope to win. It's actually agricultural. Think about it. Cultivation requires literally tilling the soil and tending to it every single day. So participants learn to actively look for and rigorously record those tiny positive moments daily. This practice anchors their joy in deliberate, repeatable habits rather than just sheer happenstance.
Next up is step 3, the happy mindset strategy.
Okay, so starting a habit is one thing, but sustaining it, that takes strategy. Participants are taught a very specific cognitive reframing technique designed to boost and sustain those newly cultivated habits, especially when life inevitably gets hard. Because it will, right? When faced with a setback, instead of instantly catastrophizing, this mindset strategy requires you to pause and ask, what is this challenge teaching me to build? This maintenance phase acts as a massive force multiplier. It ensures that all that initial effort you put into cultivating joy doesn't just fizzle out during the difficult seasons of life.
Which brings us to step 4, applying faith to life.
Here, the curriculum brilliantly outlines 3 highly practical applications: faith for daily life, faith for the past, and faith for failure. It covers the present moment by teaching participants to really trust their daily routines. It covers our history by applying faith to the past, meaning we reframe old regrets not as wasted time, but as absolutely necessary stepping stones. And, crucially, it equips us with faith for future failures. It treats setbacks as valuable data for growth rather than definitive dead-end endings. It really treats faith as a highly versatile tool applied directly to the messiness of human existence.
Let's look at step 5, from fear to faith. This is where we see the grand narrative of the participant's experience. It powerfully contrasts our baseline state of fear with the ultimate destination of faith. The text points out that our default human condition is so often rooted in this deep fear of losing control, which, if you think about it, is exactly what fuels that initial sin of conditional happiness. But by cultivating daily happy habits, boosting them with cognitive reframing, and applying those 3 pillars of faith, the participant intentionally travels away from that fear-based need to control everything. And where do they end up? Arriving at an incredibly empowered state of resilient faith.
And finally, step 6, acceptance with joy. This right here represents the true integration of the entire framework. Notice how the text concludes with arriving at acceptance with joy. It literally does not say arriving at a perfect, frictionless life.
And that is incredibly powerful. The architecture they've built doesn't magically shield them from the harsh realities of the world, from painful pasts, or from those inevitable failures. Instead, it allows them to look squarely at reality, accept the whole shebang completely, and still maintain their profound internal joy. That, right there, is the ultimate result of the happy habit and the habit of faith working in absolute perfect synergy.
So, I'm gonna leave you with this final, provocative thought to really reflect on today. Which stage of the journey from fear to faith are you currently stuck in? Are you maybe still committing the sin of conditional happiness, just waiting on tomorrow to finally be joyful? Are you actively cultivating the habit of daily gratitude? Or are you struggling to maintain it when life gets tough? By understanding this step-by-step framework, you can pinpoint exactly where you are in building your own architecture toward true acceptance. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep building.